hard to keep up with these Wall Street free falls. The Dow Jones Industrials today dropping more than 7%, 678 points. The index closing below 9,000 for the first time since August of 2003. I mean, who needs Halloween? You want a horror show? Check out your 401k. Joking aside, you got to wonder, how bad is this going to get? You know, I don't want to panic, but I'm sure I'm like you. I'm getting a little worried. I mean, is there a move I need to make? But I want to hear it straight. And for part of that puzzle, let's go to Brian Todd.
First, the government bails out the mortgage industry. Then it decides to lend money directly to companies. Then it slashes interest rates. All moves designed to build confidence. Still, U.S. stocks tank over the past few days. European markets follow suit, and financial anxiety is felt across the world.
You have to wonder if this is going to get better before it gets worse or if it's going to do the opposite.
People start selling, it's like a panic, and then people just might jump on a bandwagon.
Georgetown law professor Donald Langford studies investor behavior. He says greed and fear are the two most prominent emotions on Wall Street, and fear is far more powerful. Langford says this is at least partly a fear market because of uncertainty about whether these government efforts to shore up the economy will really work.
The more we come to the conclusion, if I don't get my investment decisions right, my kids don't go to college, I can't live out my retirement without being a burden on my family. Those hot button things, they can very much influence somebody to buy or sell emotionally rather than sensibly.
Experts say once fear sets in, the herd mentality takes over. Even professional investors see others fleeing the markets and simply join in. How to turn it around? From financial analysts to psychiatrists, experts say don't sell just for the sake of selling.
If you can hold on to the fact that historically we always come out of these things, we always come out, and that what you need to do is get yourself in as conservative a stance as you can, and then know you've done what you can do.
But that also doesn't mean do nothing. Financial analysts say you should look at your 401k statement, look at the investments you have in there, get advice on what's prudent to hold on to or sell. Just try to have some balance in there until the markets turn around again. Brian Todd, CNN, Washington.
Here's one more thing that's really hard to believe. 1 year ago today, the Dow and the S&P 500 closed at their all-time highs. You know the saying, what a difference a year makes. Rejoining us once again, Chris Markowski, a radio show by the name of Watchdog on Wall Street. You can get more info on watchdogonwallstreet.com. Chris, thanks for sticking around. All right, I got to tell you this little anecdote real quick. My colleague, Rochelle Carey, she's having a nice chicken lunch there. I'm ready to just dive in myself. She starts seeing the free fall, and she looks at me straight-faced and goes, I think I'm going to get nauseous. I mean, it is tough to look at our 401ks, but should we? Brian Todd just said that. Do we need to get that look at it? Or do we just go, you know what, I'm in it for the long haul, I don't even want to see it?
Well, you know, I guess it depends. You know, if you're in it for the long haul, or if, you know, obviously you want to make sure that what you have in your 401k is high quality stuff. Unfortunately, several years ago, what a lot of these 401k companies allowed people to do was to actually go in there every single day and trade mutual funds. And that's when you're trying to guess. You're trying to time the markets. Nobody in history has ever been able to do it. It's absolutely impossible. You have to guess right twice. You have to guess when to get out, and you have to guess when to get back in. If you've got a financial plan set up where you're actually putting assets in the path of your goals is what you want to do, you want to meet those goals, you'll be fine. You'll work your way through. And now is the time, actually, if you got a lot of time, you do have spare cash, it's good, actually a very good time to be buying. You've got unbelievable values.
Yeah, right. Finding those folks pretty tough to come by right now. Want to let everybody know we're taking your calls, 1-877-TEL-HLN if you have any questions for Chris. Because, Chris, let's face it, a lot of people sit and watch this and go, what do I do with my 401k? Some I've heard people say time to suspend contributions to the 401k. Keep your money. What do you say to that?
I think it's a horrible idea. It totally takes dollar cost averaging right off the table. I bought 2 weeks ago, put money into my 401k. People could say, oh, you were wrong. Look what happened to the market over the past couple weeks. I don't care what it did over the past couple weeks. 25 years from now, 30 years now, when I got to go out and access this money, that's what I care about. You know, it all depends. We talked about this in the last segment, Mike. What stage of the game you're in? Are you in the second inning, the third inning, or are you in the eighth inning and the ninth inning? What we try to teach our clients and our investors is that, you know what, you want to build up a lot of assets so you're living off the cash flow from those assets down the road.
Good point.
You're going to obviously go from stocks to more conservative stuff, towards bonds to the end.
All right, let's get a phone call in. Ron in Maryland. Ron, what's your question?
Yes, I had rolled over 401k about when the Dow was about 11,200, and let my new financial planner know that I expected further weakness and to put it all in the money market account. Today I put in, roughly about 7% of that back into the market, buying out at the end of today. But I'm kind of trying to find out at what systematic reinvestment should I use and what type of indicators I should look at.
Chris, can you handle that one?
Well, it's a great question, but I'm going to be honest with you, and this is one of the great things about CNN. I'll give kudos to CNN compared to other networks out there, is they don't run these crazy buy, sell, hold shows. I don't know enough about you, quite honestly. As a financial planner, it's almost like a doctor-patient type of relationship. I need to know how many kids you have. I need to know how much money you're making. I need to know all these various different things before I'm going to tell you what to do with your money. And anybody, let's say one of the problems out there, a lot of investors, is they listen to these yahoos on the radio and on television telling you buy this, sell this, when they don't know you. Would you listen to a brain surgeon holding a television show saying, I got a headache, doc, what should I do? Well, you should start cutting here. No, you don't do that. You need to get your plan done.
That's good. It's very responsible. Let me ask you this question. One of our producers, very aggressive in the 401k plan, 100% of it in stocks. Is it time to get some of that out of there and be a little more conservative? Or is it too late? Let it ride.
Well, first and foremost, 401k plans, for the most part, conventional wisdom. Always never listen to conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom says when you're young, you're in your 20s, especially in 401ks, invest really, really aggressive. Get into the most aggressive funds. Be in all the aggressive stuff out there. I think that's the wrong idea. I'm a big believer in compounding. Albert Einstein, compounding, the royal road to riches, eighth wonder of the world. If you start when you're 20 years old and you're just seeing a 6, 7, 8% return, by the time you have to take that money out, you know what? You're a multi-millionaire. Not just a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. No, conservative investing all the way.
It adds up. It's the callers we had earlier talking about buying a house.
Yeah.
Though they had it right. You're patient, your pennies and nickels, you save them, and the dimes and dollars will take care of themselves, right?
Right on, Mike. So it's the only way to do things. That's how Buffett did it.
That's what my mom used to say anyway. Real quick, if someone, though, on the flip side of it is nearing retirement, is it time for them to make a move?
Well, once again, if their portfolio is paying them income, if they're living off the income in that portfolio, why change? Sure, the asset values are down right now, but you know what? You're still collecting that income. You're still able to live off that income. Those assets will recuperate. Take a look at even bonds, corporate bonds, the way that they've dropped and what they're yielding right now. So you're fine. If you have to actually sell assets to live off of, you probably should have started doing that a while ago, and I would really suggest taking a much, much closer look at the way things are set up.
Okay. Chris, appreciate your insights in this tough time. Chris Markowski, radio talk show host, name of the show, Watchdog on Wall Street, and you can check him out on the web at watchdogonwallstreet.com. Chris, appreciate it. Thanks again.
Pleasure, Mike.